Ken Carville here from the Inside Outside, guys. Today we are with one of our absolute top team partners that keeps so many of their customers happy. And that company is Atlas Home Improvement. And we're here with Darian, the owner of Atlas Home Improvement, along with his father, Doc, with a very special customer. Hey, Darian?
Yeah, thanks, Ken. Thanks for having us.
Introduce your customer, please.
We have a great customer, Mrs. Sandra Brown. And it's interesting, I was telling you about a staff meeting that I was having with my management team. And my office manager says, hey, does everybody know that we've got this great customer who's purchasing all these projects and keeping all of our people busy? And I said, no, tell me more. And so we learned about you, and I decided to just pick up a phone and call you just to say, hey, thank you for all this, wonderful work that you're doing with us. And then I got to know you and learn what a wonderful customer you are. And here we are.
Okay, thank you.
Mrs. Brown, would you tell people about, first, a little bit about your history and your father and about this house, and then your history with Atlas Home Improvement, how you met them, and how you just kept going with Atlas Home Improvement?
Okay, with my father, after he came from the World War II, he was a Tuskegee Airman. He always wanted to build things. He was good with his hands. So he was a teacher. He earned a PhD in education and became one of the assistant superintendents of Detroit Public Schools. So he built this house, or he had it built with help, and it was very difficult back then.
What was your father's name?
Harry Taylor.
Okay, make sure
Harry Taylor. So I couldn't appreciate it at the time, because the structures back then in the late 70s and 80s, the structures of those homes were so good. That's why a lot of people are running to the city to buy the
good bones.
Yeah. So the structure was so good, so he built on it. He built the home for my mother and him to retire in. So now that both of my parents are deceased, I was saying, oh boy, I'm going to have to sell this house because I want a modern home. I want to bring it up. And everyone that I talk with, particularly about the kitchen, would have to destroy the granite to put in their own cabinets. And I didn't want that.
You loved your granite tops.
I have to keep this was the gift that I gave to the house.
Gotcha.
And plus it can't be replaced. Plus I don't want it replaced. So they gave me the opportunity. They said, look, Miss Brown, we can work around that granite. I said, are you kidding? You don't have to remove it? They said, we can keep it and work around it.
So let me just rephrase, make sure people understand. You had multiple other companies come in, and they said to refurbish your kitchen, they would have to remove the granite that you love so much.
That's right.
Take it out and replace it.
That's correct.
And Atlas Home Improvement came in, which Darian told me very challenging to keep a granite, because if you would have nicked this or broke this anyway, I don't think you ever would have been able to match it. So it was a challenge for you, wasn't it?
It was definitely a challenging project, and we call it, refacing or restyling. And it's not always possible,
right?
But with the right careful techniques, we're able to work around it and build it into the final project, and it just turned out beautiful. Congratulations.
It was very tedious because I sat here and looked at, and
not for you, but for them.
For them. And what they were looking at, I couldn't even see it with my glasses. So they spent a lot of time. They went beyond the call of duty.
Love it.
On my kitchen. And I love it. So now I can stay in my parents' home, have it modernized, keep the basic structures in place, and still it looks like a brand new house. You can't get it any better than that.
Okay, so you started with the gutters.
Yes.
And they put gutter protection on because you have some big, beautiful trees.
Yes.
You are on Detroit Golf Course right here, right?
That's correct.
Right behind us, and it's absolutely beautiful location. We have some big trees that I could see you'd have to get out there and clean a lot.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore. In fact, the gutters and how they did the gutters, it looks so beautiful. It just looks like it's a part of the roof. It doesn't even really look like gutters.
Yeah.
And it really modernized the outer structure of the house. I was very pleased.
So then you said they did such a wonderful job on your gutters. Would you come in and look at your kitchen?
Right.
And you signed up for the kitchen reface.
That's correct.
And this is a reface cabinet, and people take a look at this because it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. Stuff comes right out of the showroom. And now we're doing some bathrooms as well, correct?
Yeah, yeah. So I had them, I said, I was so pleased with the gutter. I said, oh, can you look at my kitchen? So they came in the kitchen, and when they told me the only company that stated that I can leave the granite in, I said, you're sold. Then they did such a wonderful job of the kitchen. I said, oh, can you look at my bathrooms while we're at it?
Right.
And and plus you have to understand, the people that work for Atlas, those guys are excellent. The personalities, I wanted for them to move in. They had such a pleasant personality.
It may not be hard. It may be hard to add to this, but I'm going to add one other thing. Because your father was a Tuskegee Airman, I want to make sure you understand that Atlas actively gives back to veterans. And Lamar Harrington was one we did a couple years ago, and it's just so thrilled to be a part of it. And Darren, you said you have another one coming up.
Yeah, we've narrowed it down to 3,
Okay.
and we're ready to pick our finalists and our winner, and we're going to get another bathroom going.
So you didn't even know that when you hired Atlas Home Improvement?
I
That's
had
just
no
another feather in the
idea.
cap.
I had no idea.
Okay, well, this is why Atlas is such a wonderful team partner, the inside outside
Right.
guys, because when you choose a company like them that has the design services and they're very in and out, they're very well scheduled. Would you say A+ from start to finish communication? Everything went fantastic for you.
What's over A+?
Over an A+.
Yes.
Love it. Love it.
Whatever that is.
I couldn't believe how well she knew everybody's names.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember the crew?
Yeah. It was, we had, was it Brian?
Brian was your salesperson,
Yeah, he
that's
was
right.
the salesperson.
And then you had, what, Ken?
Ken, and we had, I was calling their names every day.
I know you like Jack.
Yeah. Oh, Jack. He was to be so young. Jack he was way beyond his years.
Yeah, our experience at Home Improvement, it really is a family atmosphere.
Okay, I see.
And when they put those guys together, that little group, they come in like family.
That was
and
the
they're
best group.
taught to treat this house and you like your family, and they live in this house. And it sounds to me like that's the experience that you received.
Well, that's the experience I received, because everything I did, I was saying, oh, I'm going to remove this. And it was always no problem. It was never a problem. They were so nice. And the personality, they treated you with great respect. And their personalities everybody doesn't have a good personality. And it was just wonderful. I kind of miss them, though.
Well, you'll find more. So my last question for you, even though I know the answer of it, when someone walks here and says, wow, you did a beautiful kitchen, I want one like this, what are you going to tell them?
Call Atlas.
Call Atlas Home Improvement.
No one else.
Miss Sandra Brown, thank you so much for doing this for Atlas Home Improvement.
Thank you.
Very much.